Bali airport remained shut for the third consecutive day, even as massive evacuations continue from around Mount Agung amid fears of an imminent volcanic eruption. Authorities have warned that a major eruption is imminent and had ordered 100,000 residents living near the volcano area to evacuate. The state of Hawaii and American Civil Liberties Union have urged the U.S. Supreme Court not to allow President Donald Trump's travel ban to go into full effect. The ban that would bar entry of people from 6 Muslim-majority countries was partially blocked by lower courts. The two petitioners said the latest ban discriminates against Muslims in violation of the U.S. Constitution and is not permissible under the immigration laws. The United States has threatened to take further action against the South Sudan government if it does not end violence and allow United peacekeepers perform their duty in the country. This comes a month after U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, visited South Sudan and met with President Salva Kiir in the capital, Juba. The Uzbek immigrant accused of killing 8 people by speeding a rental truck down a New York City bike path in October has pleaded not guilty to murder and other criminal charges. The 29-year-old Saifullo Saipov entered his plea before a judge in Manhattan on Tuesday, exactly 4 weeks after he allegedly drove a rented pickup truck into pedestrians and cyclists. The top U.S. general in Afghanistan, General John Nicholson, has said that there has been no change in Pakistan's support for militants despite President Donald Trump taking a tougher line against Islamabad. Nicholson, while expressing hope to see those changes, also said that senior Taliban leaders were based in Pakistan while the lower-level leadership was in Afghanistan. At least 3 people were injured after clashes erupted between police and university students in El Alto, Bolivia. Students and teachers from the Public University of El Alto have been protesting for the last 2 weeks, demanding an increase in the funding for the university budget. As the search for the missing Argentine military submarine continues, the Navy claims that the explosion that the submarine suffered could have been caused by an accumulation of hydrogen after the ship reported a short on its bow batteries. The Ara San Juan and its 44-person crew sent its last signal on last Wednesday, just hours before an explosion was detected in the area. UN envoy to Syria, Staffan de Mistura, has kicked off the 8th round of intra-Syrian talks on Tuesday, holding a first meeting with the newly unified Syrian opposition. The government delegation is expected to reach Geneva for talks today. The Assad regime had delayed its planned departure for the talks as the opposition demanded the resignation of the Syrian president. Search continues for 5 crew members missing from the Chinese cargo ship that sank off the coast of South China's Guangdong province. The rescued 6 crew members were in stable condition. More than 60 ships and 300 rescuers have been involved in the rescue operation. The 12 crew members were trapped after a ship carrying 5,000 tons of sand sank in the waters following a collision with another ship. China's National Nuclear Corporation has officially unveiled its independently developed 400-megawatt low-temp thermonuclear reactor for central heating. It is the largest development project of its kind around the world. This shows that China has made huge progress in trying to replace traditional coal with nuclear energy for heating. A United Nations Women's Rights panel has called on Myanmar to file a report within 6 months on rapes and sexual violence against the Rohingya women and girls by its security forces in northern Rakhine State. The rare request for an exceptional report from a country was only the panel's 4th since 1982. Uhuru Kenyatta has been sworn in as the President of Kenya. This is his 2nd term as the President. and he faces the challenge of uniting Kenyans and jump-starting the economy following a divisive electoral process. The political turmoil continues in Kenya. At least one opposition supporter was killed and 3 others were injured in the Kenyan capital of Nairobi during a clash with the police. Opposition leader Raila Odinga said that he will also take oath as the president of Kenya on December 12th. A new rover is being designed by NASA for their 2020 mission to Mars. Relying on many of the systems created for the 2012 Curiosity rover, the new rover looks similar but will have 7 new instruments, redesigned wheels, and more autonomy. The new rover is set for launch in July or August of 2020 with an estimated landing on Mars in February 2021. And now let's take a look at some national news stories. Daughter of U.S. President Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump, will hold talks with U.S. delegates on day 2 of the Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Hyderabad today. Ivanka Trump kicked off the summit in India on Tuesday, and she is a senior advisor to her father's administration and an entrepreneur herself. Called for better opportunity for women entrepreneurs, she said that 70% of women-owned smaller businesses were being denied access to capital. The theme of the Entrepreneurship Summit is Women First, Prosperity for All. Danish Foreign Minister Anders Samuelsen called on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the sidelines of the Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Hyderabad. The Danish Foreign Minister is expected to deliver a speech on the summit's last day. The annual bilateral trade between Denmark and India stands at around $2.8 billion. Singapore's defense minister had a rather unique experience during his visit to the Kalai Kunda Air Base in West Bengal. He flew in the rear cockpit of India's light combat aircraft. The Tejas, Singapore's defense minister visit, was part of an ongoing annual joint exercise with India. The Indian Navy's all-women crew, who started their tour of circumventing the globe on September 10th, have reached New Zealand now, and this is the crew's second stopover. The crew is expected to make 2 more stops, and the 6-member crew is sailing on an Indian-built sailboat, INS Tarini, and are expected to return to Goa in April 2018.